Hi everyone, welcome to today's Altcoin Bible. Excited to get in today. We've had some movement in the market the last 72 hours, which is really positive. So looking forward to some constructive charts and maybe looking at some charts that haven't been looked at for a little while, and also a request from the graduates group and Charlie. So thank you for that. Just a quick one, guys, as well. For the masterminds and generally for everyone, masterminds has an exclusive Q&A access to these guests, but we've got a lot of high-profile guests, and I'll do an announcement today coming through over the next 3 months. We're going to create a roster. Think Checkmate, Charles Edwards, Jamie Coots, this revolving door of high-quality assets, you could say, that we're going to bring value to you guys. Masterminds obviously get that Q&A access, but everyone else will have access either via a session or a webinar. But we've actually got Trader Cobb coming in. I've also got Scott Phillips, he's the CIO, so Chief Investment Officer of Motley Fool. We also have Raf from Tax on Chain coming in at the end of this month. So we have a really nice roster. Oh, I forgot James Seyfarth from Bloomberg coming in to talk all about the Morgan Stanley ETF. So can't wait. Lots of things happening, guys. Really excited. Also made some massive changes to the course of VIP and the masterminds. I'll do an announcement around what we've actually done because I think we've added a lot, but we've also streamlined it because it was a bit too much noise. We wanted to make it better for everyone. Let's get into the altcoin Bible. Thank you, Bitcoin, for actually giving us some positivity with this movement through 74.5. Now, posted the mastermind yesterday. This is great, but now we're in the danger zone because it's only Wednesday and we've had the move through 74,500 area. And again, I'm not glued to that number. It is just this area that I want us to see hold above to constructively move us higher. The very first resistance that we're going to run into is this 100-day moving average. Then it's really the downtrend. So probably piece those two things together, that 75 to 76 region. Then as we move higher, you've got the 80,000 level, you've got the short-term holder cost basis, and you've got the 200-day moving average. This is not going to be an easy area to do anything with. And I suspect we're going to chop through unless we just get short squeezes just throwing us higher. There is a possibility of that because we have just the aggressiveness of this sell-off has been so severe that the rip to the upside can be just as severe. We need to remember that. And I do think Bitcoin's value is still up here in this region around that short-term holder cost basis. So the likelihood that we can just leave a lot of people behind wanting lower and head back to an equilibrium point around that 81,000, 86,000 region is very real to me. I think that can happen really quickly, and that would be a move on Bitcoin of 19%, which would give altcoins a kick of about 30 to 40, I would say. And that's not out of the realms of possibility. And then we have, that massive move. But then we have the compression, and that's generally what Bitcoin has been doing. It's been following that. You can see big move very quickly, and then maybe a month or two of compression, maybe 69 days of compression. Compression, big move. Compression, big move. And this was more of a distribution at the top. And now we're looking like we want to, fly high again. But again, this is the danger zone because in bear markets, bear market rallies can often be just as aggressive as bull market rallies. You have to be very careful because it sucks you back in. And we're really not back into the bull market until we're above the 52-week moving average, which is settling above that at 96. So let's just say 100,000 even. So if we're getting back in this region up here, we're golden. I think we're really, really good. But down here, it's a lot of guesswork, which is why as investors, I think we just have to have the mindset of what has worked every single cycle previously, and it is buying these percentage drops from the high, either 50%, 60%, 78. You look at the Fibonacci retracement, 0.618, 0.786, play with those, look at the 200-week moving average. Areas will provide greater value as you go down. And as investors, you want to buy assets you are highly convicted of for the next 6, 12, 24 months. That's the way I look at it. So Bitcoin not out of the woods, but we are seeing, some constructive movement. Sellers obviously engaging in these areas. Nice movement here. Now, aggressive investors or traders will look to move in on daily candles above core levels. But my sense is we, as investors as well, because the daily can chop us out, we have to be very patient and wait for weekly closes through core levels. But again, if you want to be a little bit aggressive, you just rotate the dial. If you're 30%, 40%, or 0% allocated to Bitcoin, this might be a moment you go, okay, we're starting to see a little bit of change here. I need to up my percent. Does this position in the market at this level warrant me having an allocation? And I say anything below 70,000 is just a yes, you buy. You have to bring it up to some kind of allocation because that is a cost basis that you are realizing. Hey guys, hope you're enjoying this session of the Altcoin Bible. This is the premium version where I dive into the larger macro aspects of the market and also cover some extra cryptocurrencies. If you want this full version every single week, all you have to do is become a newsletter subscriber by clicking the link below. Apart from that, enjoy the rest of the show. Have a good one. Bye-bye.